It's now time for Energy Insights, where you get an inside view and local perspectives of all the oil and gas progress going on in the Mid-Ohio Valley. This program is being brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association and can be heard every Saturday at 9 a.m. on local radio WMOA AM 1490 and ESPN radio WJAW FM 100.9 and AM 630. It's now time for the show. Here's Johnny Wharf, your local host.
Energy Insights on a Saturday morning, an opportunity to take a deeper dive into the industry that is oil and gas. And joining us is the business manager with Shale Crescent USA. That is Nathan Lord. And we talked, Nathan, with Jerry for a couple of weeks now about some of the different studies that are being done. And he touched on them a little bit. And maybe you could talk about what he referred to as the IHS report, and then you can even tell us what that is and how it came about and then what we're learning from it.
Yeah, no problem. Here over the past year, there's been several studies come out, and those studies on the region have largely been about the amount of natural gas that this area has. But there hadn't been a study released yet that showed the economic opportunity for the Shale Crescent region. And about 8 months ago, we commissioned IHS, a large consulting company, to go ahead and create a report doing an apples-to-apples comparison of building an ethylene polyethylene facility here in the Shale Crescent, USA, and building one on the Gulf Coast. And the results were phenomenal.
Yeah, so I think as it pertains to how that would benefit this area, we have an opportunity now as a group, as a community, as a state, however you want to look at it, region, to go out and compete with not only the Gulf Coast, but probably anywhere, right?
Right. Right now in the U.S., there is a massive what's called onshoring of manufacturing. And what's happening right now is manufacturing companies from all over the world are starting to come back to the United States and primarily locate on the Gulf Coast. Historically, that's always been the best place for manufacturing. But what the study shows is that we are more economic because of the large amounts of natural gas that we have for these manufacturing companies to come and locate. And so we are marketing with the use of this study to try to draw those manufacturers here.
Is that based on, it may not be the primary reason, but it also might be the primary reason in terms of delivering it or moving it from point A to point B?
Yes, that's exactly right. A few weeks ago, we met with a very large midstream company, quite honestly, probably the largest company in the world when it comes to midstream operations. And they analyzed our report. They went through the report. We had the privilege of presenting to them, and they said that looking at this report basically shows that this area has a huge logistical advantage over the Gulf Coast. And that's an advantage that regardless of what natural gas prices or oil prices, however they move, we will always have that logistical advantage.
All right. Nathan Lord is the business manager for Shale Crescent USA. And maybe for our listeners, just a little background on you. I think about over the last few weeks, talked to Gene and Jerry and these guys that, were in these different swings of productivity, the 70s or, talking about history. Well, you're a young guy in this business. Just talk about the transition from the point when you got into the business world, not that long ago, right?
Right, not too long ago.
To where we are right now.
Yeah, it has been a steep learning curve when it comes to the oil and gas industry. And not only that, the downstream industry, what you have to understand is that these oil and gas is the foundation of basically all industry. And that goes on to affect the midstream side of things and the downstream side of things. And the downstream are the products that we end up using, the plastics, the rubbers, everything that we touch and use every day. And at the beginning, I had a decent understanding of the oil and gas industry and the way things worked. But then being introduced to Shale Crescent, I had to quickly learn the downstream side of the business. Words such as ethane, ethylene, polyethylene, all those polyolefins, all those words were totally foreign to me, and so it's been a steep learning curve.
Okay, and then lastly, as it again pertains to, I'm asking you personal questions here, but Nathan Lord, from here and still here, which is always nice to know for young people that choose to stick around at least for the time being. But talk about the transition of you into this industry.
Okay, yeah. Well, I graduated from Marietta College not too long ago with an undergrad in finance and management, and was fortunate to know many of the people on the executive team and the board here with Shale Crescent. There was an opportunity to start working and really see this thing through. You know, as far as young people in this area, this region is developing an incredible opportunity for young people and for all working adults in this area. There was a study that came out not too long ago that showed if the petrochemical industry is fully built out in this area, talking about Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, there will be 100,000 new jobs added to the area. And those aren't 100,000 low-wage jobs. Those are 100,000 high-wage manufacturing jobs, which is perfect for the people in this area.
All right. Well, you are a credit to the industry. We thank you for your time and here on the radio with us.
Thank you.
All right. Nathan Lord is the business manager, Shale Crescent USA. That's our edition of Energy Insights today. Until next week, have a great day.
Thank you for listening to Energy Insights, brought to you by the Southeastern Ohio Oil and Gas Association. Tune in every Saturday at 9 a.m. on WMOA and ESPN Radio WJAW as Johnny Wolf brings you your local and inside perspectives of the oil and gas progress going on in the Mid-Ohio Valley.